There is a lesson in history that escapes Senator Schumer and the governing elite in Washington. The British Empire, the French Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Roman Empire now lie in history's dustbin because they reached beyond their means, squandered the resources of their people, borrowed beyond reason, devalued their currency, and relegated their middle class to subservience to the state. In the process, they starved their once mighty armies and ceded their place on the world stage. The United States has liberated more people from tyranny than any other nation on earth. We have proudly crossed oceans and braved desert sands for the cause of liberty and freed the oppressed so that they too are enabled to enjoy in some small measures the freedoms we too often take for granted. All we have ever asked of any ally is a plot of land in which to bury the brave American soldiers who died on foreign soil. We have been able to do these good deeds only because we are the mightiest military power on earth. I am not ready to see this nation cede its place at the head of democracy's table. I am not ready to see the sun set on American exceptionalism. That is what is at stake in this election. It is about the kind of nation we shall be. It is about the kind of New York we shall know. It is about the kind of lives and the kind of nation, state, and communities we shall bequeath to our children and grandchildren. The ruling elite in Washington believe they know better than you how to spend your money, how to raise your family, how to manage your budget, how to protect your home, how to determine your health care. One person, more than any other, stands as a stark symbol of what is wrong with Washington. Chuck Schumer is considered the most powerful Democrat on Capitol Hill. He's the head financier, the architect, the enabler, the avatar, the cheerleader-in-chief of an imperial Congress that turns a deaf ear to those begging to be heard, the back of a hand to those who dare disagree. We thought that Chuck Schumer would hear the message when Massachusetts sent Scott Brown to the United States Senate. Obviously, Washington has a hearing problem. So let's do this. Retire Chuck Schumer. Let's see if that blows the wax out of their ears. Mr. Schumer just rammed through the Senate a mammoth health care bill that will swell the ranks of the jobless, raise taxes on those who can least afford them, cause health insurance premiums to skyrocket, and place federal bureaucrats between doctors and their patients. That is not right for our nation. That is not right for New York. Senator Schumer is supporting a cap and tax bill that will increase the cost of nearly everything we buy, drive, eat, or sell, reduce our capacity to increase domestic energy supplies, retard economic growth in New York, increase our dependence on fossil fuels, and spike the price of gasoline, fuel oil, and electricity. That is not right for our nation. It is not right for New York. Senator Schumer's spending spree is about to drown the next generation in a tsunami of red ink. New entitlements that will force this nation to borrow $10 trillion over the next decade. Forced devaluation of our currency, or cede to the Chinese control over our money supply and the power to raise interest rates on cars, credit cards, and home mortgages. That is not right for our nation, and it is not right for New York. For every dollar in federal tax payments New Yorkers send to Washington, we get less than 80 cents back. Thanks to Senator Schumer, billions of dollars are annually drained out of New York's economy, money that would be better spent and used here at home to cut state taxes, fix our roads, bridges, highways, and aging mass transit system. And yet it is Senator Schumer, with indignant belligerence, who proclaims that in the interest of fairness, we must allow the tax cuts of 2001 and 2003 to expire. That is not right for our nation. That is not right for New York. We are now told that in order to pay for the Schumer spending spree, Americans will soon be saddled with a European-style value-added tax. That's a new 20% levy on everything we buy, a massive tax increase on all Americans that will stall our economic growth, destroy our military might, and make a mockery of President Obama's pledge not to raise taxes on the middle class. That is not right for our nation. That is not right for New York. Why would New York's senior senator so punish his own people and his own state? Casting votes that are bankrupting businesses, votes that have cost 500,000 New Yorkers their jobs, swelled the ranks of the jobless, policies that have forced 1.5 million New Yorkers to pack their bags, sell their homes, and leave this once great state. The answer is a dirty little secret in New York and a well-known fact in Washington. Senator Schumer is more interested in being majority leader than fighting for New York. His $22 million war chest may impress the lobbyists and the insiders in Washington. It does not impress me. It should not impress you, because all it means is this. Since being reelected 6 years ago, Senator Schumer has raised more than $3 million a year, $300,000 a month, $70,000 a week, $10,000 each and every day. Any senator who spends that kind of time raising that kind of money is either ignoring the people he represents or selling out the state that sent him to Washington. Mr. Schumer's war chest may be enough to buy the votes of his fellow senators when he runs for majority leader, but he'll never have enough money to buy ours. No one, no matter their money, no matter their status, no matter their power, is entitled to govern with absolute arrogance or to live by a different standard than that imposed upon those they govern, or to long ignore the heartfelt concerns of their constituents. When fiscal watchdogs were complaining about the pork in a recent stimulus bill, Senator Schumer said, and I quote, "Let me say this to all the chattering classes that so much focus on these little, tiny, porky amendments. The American people really don't care," unquote. Senator Schumer, I think you are going to find that we take exception to an $800 billion pork-laden stimulus bill that has not netted this nation a single new job, or this state a single new private sector job. When told to turn off his cell phone by a female flight attendant, Senator Schumer berated her with a 5-letter word that begins with B. It seems he was angry that he had been asked to comply with federal law. Senator, you too must abide the laws that you impose upon the rest of us. Mr. Schumer would like to censor or silence his critics on radio and television who dare disagree with his agenda, imposing what he calls the fairness doctrine, that is anything but fair. Senator Schumer, you have no right to tell us what we are allowed to write, hear, think, or say.